Hello, stolen cousins. So we're doing more animated horror stories today, cause why not? I seen this new one. It was like New Year's horror animated, and I was like, what? Why is something happening every holiday? So let's get into it.
My name is Trevor, and I'm the kind of dad that kids call a grumpy guy. It's not because I don't like to have fun, I'm just a very protective father. Normally, my wife tells me to relax a little, that the kids are growing up and being careful. But, especially in the new year, something inside me wakes up, and I feel like I have to keep an eye on them. I
As
can
you should.
understand that they think I'm crazy, maybe, like everyone else. I have some degree of insanity, but if you knew what my madness is about, as well as my family, you would understand me too. It all started more than 30 years ago. I have no siblings, so I was always very spoiled. My parents treated me very well, but I still had the fantasy of running away, of living an adventure on my own. I had a lot of energy and felt that my destiny could not be in a small town.
Any other only children feel that way? I think it's just like an independence thing. Like we feel like we could just. I'm an only child myself. That's why I'm like, I never wanted to run away. I was never one of those kids. I have ran away, but I never wanted to. But if you're an only child, comment below. Do you think you can, when you were a kid, did you ever have the, ooh, I want to run away feeling? Did you ever run away? Comment below, and we're only 50 seconds in, basically a minute. But like, comment, and subscribe, because why not? We're cousins now. Support your family.
Even though I was not even 12 years old, I had to live life to the fullest. My experiment came to a head on New Year's Eve. My whole family was partying while I was sleeping. That was the chance to escape. While everyone was in the dining room, I opened the window and without grabbing anything, I left. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Dad. But I can't be a kid forever. I walked forward again,
He said he
thinking
was
about where to
12.
go. The first
12
thing I
years
needed
old.
to do was to get out of town and go into the wilderness. Luckily, we were surrounded by a forest, so it wouldn't be too difficult to find it. I walked a few blocks, but something in front of me prevented me from passing. A shadowy silhouette stood in the darkness. His eyes were blood red, and his huge figure was imposing. The figure came out of the shadows, and luckily it wasn't a monster, but by its face, it could easily be one.
Mm-mm.
Hey, kid, what are you doing outside your house? The
Exactly.
man looked nervous, but he had a huge smile on his face. All his clothes and face were covered with blood, but he didn't have any wounds. I know this was weird, but if I was going to run away, I had to be brave and not be afraid of anything. Or at least, that's what I thought when I was a kid. I'm running away. I've decided I want to live in nature. Oh, I see.
From the stranger.
And where are Mom and Dad? Are you deaf? They're at home. I ran away.
Like, if you don't
How
snatch him,
brave
snatch
you
him.
are, child. As he
Very
spoke to
brave
me,
and
I could
dumb.
see the
Okay.
drool
Rules.
coming out of his mouth, as if he couldn't wait to do something. Before I could answer him, his eyes popped out of their sockets, and he looked up at the sky. Desperate, he shouted violently. No!
That's me
You
running.
won't take him away from me! You can't keep him! He's just a child, for God's sake! Sir, are you all right?
He's having a mental
I
break
won't
right
let
in
you
front of
take him
you.
away! Don't you see how brave he is? Ah! I wasn't going to witness another
We're not
second
laughing
of
at
whatever
mentally
that
disabled
was.
people,
I
but
ran as fast as I could.
I don't know. I watch a lot of horror documentaries and horror based stuff. I'm a horror person. That's why we're on here watching horror stories right now. But from what I could pick up, a lot of the times it's definitely like it's two people in them. Meanwhile, I don't give excuses for nobody. So I don't care if there's 2 people in you, 5 people in you, 8 people in you, a million, you know? If you know the difference between right and wrong, you know the difference between right and wrong, you know? Some people claim they don't, and then that's a whole nother story. Some people don't, and then that's a whole nother story. But as for this guy, I feel like, obviously he's a creep guy in the wood. You see him all bloody, him talking to himself like, oh my god, no, don't take him. He could be, battling with some demons, as the world likes to call it. Someone and him about to try to snatch up that little boy. Like, oh, look at him out here by himself. He was drooling. So if he's not drooling, who's drooling? And his body. Comment below.
Good. I didn't know who that man was, but he was going to hurt me for sure. As I ran, I heard 2 voices behind me, but they both came from the same person. Run faster! Get him! This was not the same voice as before. His tone was much thicker and full of anger. All right, but promise me you won't hurt him. I want his eyes to be the first thing I see when the new year starts. I was still far away, but the man with 2 voices was catching up with me. There was no way I was going to make it home in time. I turned quickly to miss him and went in the direction of the park. It was only a few minutes before New Year's. If I could hide long enough, people would come out of their houses to celebrate, and this man would not be able to catch me. I climbed up the stairs to the slide and hid inside it without going down. After a few seconds, I heard his voice again, walking around the park. Boy, relax. You can come out now. The bad man promised me he wouldn't kill you. He's not hungry anymore. I covered my mouth. If I made the slightest sound, he would surely find me.
But I hope you don't slide.
You don't believe me, do you? Trust me, the bad man only eats human flesh before the new year. But he just ate. He's satisfied. He said I could stay with you if I promised to take care of you. Isn't that great? You are mine, little lamb. No, get away!
Oh, they died.
The man quickly climbed up the slide, and before I could muster the strength to pull myself up, he grabbed my leg with his teeth and, like a dog, yanked me down. Already in front of me, he lunged towards my face, trembling. Suddenly, his expression changed again. No! You promised me you wouldn't eat him! It's mine! The man grabbed me with both arms and, lifting me up, started to run. I tried to bite him, scratch him, hit him, but nothing seemed to work. It was as if I was invulnerable to pain. After running a few blocks, he opened the trunk of his car with one hand. As I tried to throw myself into the trunk, I saw a family coming out of their house celebrating. It was already New Year's Eve. All the doors began to open, and the man started to get nervous. I had to take advantage of this opportunity. Help! I'm being kidnapped! My scream seemed to have scared the man, as he nervously let go of me as all the families turned to look at us. I had made it. I was escaping. Suddenly, my happiness was interrupted. It was the man again, grabbing me by the head with enormous force. You scared Jeffrey, you damn brat! With great force, he threw me into the back of the car and slammed it shut. I began to hear the screams of the families running in my direction, but when they were very close, the car started up. The screams were heard farther and farther away until they disappeared. After that, the only thing I remember is waking up in a cage in a basement. There was a smell of blood that made me sick. When the lights came on and my eyes adjusted, the scene I saw was a nightmare. There were dead bodies everywhere. Blood was everywhere. And in front of me, my captor approached me. Are you gonna kill me? No. How do you think I would do that? I've never killed anyone. Only the beast is the one who kills. But don't worry. You're my pet now. He won't do anything to you as long as you behave yourself. Now, eat a little. I have to go.
You
I'll
little
come
what?
down to play with you later. No, stop! Don't go away! Those were his last words. After that, the man left and I went back to the darkness. During the time I was there, I lived for almost 5 years in which I never left that basement. All I did was watch the man kill people at night with brutal force, tearing his victims apart with his bare hands. Women, children, old people, men. He made no distinctions. He just brought people in and killed them. During the day, his other personality would come down and play with me. He would throw papers at me, comb my hair, and tell me about his day. When I cried or didn't want to answer him, well, he would punish me. New Year's Eves were special. During the day, he would celebrate our birthday together by bringing me chocolate. He didn't need anything. He told me he wanted to save the beast's appetite for the night. When darkness came, he would bring a victim, as usual. Only that, in addition to killing it, he would devour it before the new year. The years continued to pass until one day I heard loud gunshots from above, and a few minutes later, a bunch of men in lights were pointing at me. It was the police. I was saved. I was hospitalized for many days. I had several illnesses and malnutrition problems. My body took months to recover, but my brain hasn't healed quite yet. When I grew up, I was able to have my own family. Today, I'm better, but when I'm with my children, I never lose sight of them. Even though that man died the day the police found me, at the end of the year, I still see him in the window. He's not looking at me, but my children. I know I'm probably crazy and hallucinating, but I will never let him or any other beast put my loved ones through what I went through.
In my opinion, that's just trauma. That's trauma love. You need to go to therapy for that. Other than that, though, go through what I've been through. I'm going to sound very insensitive right now. Yes. Maybe it's because, maybe. But, the curiosity killed the cat. You just lucky you didn't die. You know? Thank God you didn't die. Thank the universe, thank whoever you believe in watching this video. You know? But you chose to run away. You chose to be grown. You didn't say you had a hard life. You didn't say you had issues. You just said, I wanted to be grown and run away. I felt like I could do it all on my own. At 12, you got kidnapped for what he said, 5 years at first. And then I don't know if he said a couple more years on top of that. So we'll say, maybe 8 to 10 years. All because you wanted to run away. You wanted to. If you're a child watching this, probably not because of all of the gruesome killing that just went on. The video might automatically go to 18 and older. But if you somehow snuck through, got through, because I know people be sneaking, if you low key, if you got through and you're someone younger than the age of 18 and ain't got no sense, or if you feel like you got sense and I'm telling you you ain't got none, stay at home. There's nothing for you out there in them streets but creepy people like that got him. And you're lucky he ain't died because the other half of him wanted to kill him. He might have got away if he ain't scared old Jeff. He even said, you scared Jeff. Snatched his ass up, threw him in the trunk. He said, I don't got time for these games. Stay in the house if you're a child watching this. If you're grown, make your kid watch this. You don't have to show them all the gruesome parts. Show them all the gruesome parts if you want to. Put some real fear in them. I'm recording this video, so it's gonna be, things you put out on the internet's out there forever. So this video of me is gonna be out there forever. I'm showing my kid me watching this video, telling you, my child, watching this video, why I made you watch it. Cause you ain't gonna be like this little boy out here running out. Cause you get kidnapped, I'm not going to find you. If you get snatched, that's different. You run away and get kidnapped, you ran away. I'm a woman. I can reproduce all I want. Just know, my child watching this, one of the 4 that I want in the future, me and your father will reproduce and have another one. If you decide to be like this little boy. Now back to reality. Cousins, if you watching this and you got kids, make them watch the first half. The little boy wanted to be grown. If they started to smell themselves a little bit, if they feel like they want to be grown, make them watch the first half. You don't have to have them watch until I'm discussing with, my future child. You could just, stop before that and skip. But let them watch that first half. I feel like that's really important. A lot of stuff needs to be shown. There's a lot of movies out there that I feel like this is just animated horror story. It could be real, it could be not, But either way, it's realistic. People get kidnapped every day, people run away every day, people run away and bad things happen to them. There's so many movies like that I watched over the years that I can't wait to watch my future kids watch, because you are not going to be running away, getting snatched up, calling me mom, ransom. How much you want for someone who ran away, right, Mr. Kidnapper? You didn't get my kid from my house, right? You got him from in the street. You want me to pay for him back?
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. If so, please leave a like. And also, a
I
small
will.
percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. If
Mm.
you want to support this channel and make this channel reach the 1 million mark, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can change your mind later.
It is
Enjoy.
free. That's what I be saying. Subscribe to me.
My husband Miles
Watch it.
loves New Year's. He goes overboard with the joy of celebrating the holidays. Every year we travel to our country house for a romantic beginning to the coming year. It's a big house,
Beautiful.
but last year, things didn't go as planned. Upon arriving, we took it straight to the bedroom and made love. Miles and I have been high school sweethearts, and we still can't get enough of each other. After quite a pleasurable hour, we both decided to cook dinner together.
I love love.
The snow had already covered our garden like a white blanket. I made hot chocolate, while Miles started the fireplace. We were laughing and joking when I saw a shadowy figure standing outside the back door.
Mm-mm.
Seeing me stare at the back patio with a confused face, Miles asked,
What is it?
I think there's
Someone
someone outside.
Mm-hmm.
The patio light was off, so it was dark outside.
Hopefully Miles
I
can
switched
defend
on the
himself.
lights and went to check.
That would be terrible.
To my
if people love
surprise,
her.
there was no one.
Got beat up.
The tall hills facing our house stood silent. The snow and the pine woods were mute observers.
Mm.
God, it's so cold here. Let's go in.
Maybe we should check the property.
What? There's no one out here. We're in the middle of nowhere, Rhonda. You probably imagined it.
Fine. Even though I came in, I still couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched by an unknown intruder. Miles was right, though. There's nothing but mountains and snowy woods surrounding.
Was he right though? Because you're on here and we're watching your story. So if you have a good feeling, I be telling you all the time, every video. If you don't know, watch another video of mine. And just know I'm going to tell you. If you have a good feeling, if your kids have a good feeling, someone have a good feeling, trust your gut. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're still here watching.
Our house. It would be difficult for any.
Do you trust your gut? Do you trust your spouse's gut? If you're on here watching with me and you're in a relationship and your spouse was like, oh my god, I think I seen somebody. You're in the middle of nowhere. So truth be told, there's no reason to check the premises. Let's go. Duh. Let's go somewhere where there's some people. If you're single, do you trust your own gut? If you seen somebody and you went out there, would you be like, oh, I'm imagining it? Or would you be like, let me go? Again, because we're not checking the premises. It's supposed to be you If you're single, by yourself. If you're in a relationship, you and your spouse. What do you need to check for? They're right in front of you. Like, comment, and subscribe. Comment what you would do. Let me know.
A human being to survive in this cold without being seen. Miles cooked delicious steak for dinner. We had a good time and ate our tummies full. There was unfinished food on my plate, and both of us were too busy to clean the dishes that night. We left it all on the dinner table and went back upstairs to watch a movie and drink till the countdown. The time went well, and we eventually kissed each other, wishing a happy new year once the clock struck 12. Thinking of going snowboarding early in the morning, we decided to get some sleep. I don't exactly remember how I woke up, but once I did, I felt thirsty. I forgot to fill the jug in the bedroom, so I walked downstairs. As I came downstairs, my eyes suddenly noticed the dishes on the table. They were licked clean. I slowly scanned the house with tense eyes. I heard the basement door creak open behind me, followed by heavy footsteps. Someone was down there, and now walking towards me. The house was in complete darkness. The moonlight from the windows was my only source to see. I wanted to scream for my husband, but my voice died in my throat. The footsteps got closer each second, and my heartbeat got faster. Whoever it was had eaten our leftovers and decided to take shelter in the basement. But now he was coming out to reveal himself. I stood like a statue, eyes wide open, staring at the dark basement. The footsteps stopped, and then a hand hovered from the darkness and waved at me.
Follow me.
Thinking this is just a nightmare, I still didn't react. But then a face came out of the darkness, and I almost had a heart attack. It was a man wearing President Ronald Reagan's mask. Through eye holes, I could see blood-red, drunk eyes looking at me up and down. I finally screamed, "Miles!" And I turned around to run upstairs when the man came out from the basement. Not in my wildest dreams I expected what I saw next. The man was completely naked, wearing nothing. He held a dried maple leaf over his junk and then began laughing hysterically.
Happy New Year!
I ran upstairs at full speed, hearing the man chasing me. I closed the bedroom door and woke up my husband. Miles! Miles!
What is it, Rhonda?
You didn't hear her scream?
There's a crazy man in our house.
God, not again. You probably had a bad dream.
Get your ass up,
He's
Miles.
outside our room. Wake up!
That's how you say it, Rhonda. You gotta say, get your ass
Loud
up.
banging
before
along
we
with
die.
psychotic screams.
Open the door! Open! Open now! I came to wish you a happy new year! You need to say it back!
Is
My
she
husband
dreaming
woke up
now,
and realized
Miles?
I wasn't imagining things this time.
And you
He
still
grabbed the
just
baseball
did
bat from
it.
under the bed and yelled back at the naked man.
What the hell do you want? I want you to open the door!
He
Get
wanted
out of
his
my
ass
house!
whooped,
And
Miles.
what if I don't? You know you can't call the cops!
He said, and if I don't? He's in there naked. Naked with a Ronald mask on. Your wife just said, Miles, I'm scared. You said, ugh, girl, we're sleeping. And then you hear a dude at the door, open the door. You're like, oh my God. There's someone is there. My bad, Rhonda. What do you want? He said, open the door and see. If that don't make you open the door and start beating with the bat, that's gonna make me open the door. Come out here if you want to, because you can't even call the cops. It's gonna make me beat the... What? I will beat the shit out you. Me and my husband are gonna jump you. The only reason why I ran upstairs was to jump you. Oh my God, baby, someone ran into our house on New Year's. Let's jump them.
Here!
Like, if you don't jump them. Comment if you're not gonna jump them. Let me know what you're going to do. Subscribe either way if you want to. We're cousins now. We're cousins. You know, you can even call me if someone breaking your house. I'll be there. But you gotta subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you can't call me.
He kept hitting the door with his fist and then stopped. Everything went silent.
Did you guys even open the door?
Did he leave?
I don't know.
We walked close to the door, and Miles placed his ear to overhear the sounds from
That's
the
how you
other
get stabbed
side
in
of
the
the
ear.
door.
You know,
For a
like,
few
that was
seconds, nothing happened. And then suddenly, I heard a mechanic rumble. A tip of a chainsaw started cutting through our bedroom door. Yes, a freaking chainsaw. Miles would have been chopped off like a pig if he didn't move in time. I screamed at the top of my
What'd I
lungs,
say?
and the man cut a big hole in our bedroom door. He inserted his head from it, and Miles was shocked.
Holy crap! Who are you?
I told you,
Ronald
he's
Reagan.
crazy.
Let me in so I can wish you a happy new year and then hug you guys.
I took the baseball bat from Miles's hand because he chickened out at that moment.
Exactly.
I
Good job.
swung the bat at full speed and hit the
Bam.
psycho on his head.
Good
The
job.
sound of a skull crack rent the air, and behind that mask, a trail of blood started dripping from his head.
No! What did you do?
Miles ran as the
No,
man collapsed on the floor. He opened the door in one go and took off his
And just like that, divorced. Are you guys joking? This is a prank?
mask.
Jeff, you all right?
To my horror, it wasn't some intruder, but rather Miles's best friend, Jeff. And now that I saw his body in the light,
Let's just take a moment. I'm not frozen. I'm not nothing. I'm just taking a moment. This is why you don't do pranks. I can't wait to show my husband this video. This video right here, just this snippet. Just this one, just this story. Because this is so ridiculous. You got your friend killed because you playing with people's fear. Rhonda, no. He just cut a hole in our door with a chainsaw. You told him that was alright? Let's finish watching this. Comment how you feeling right now. Comment if Jeff would have been dead if he ran up in your house playing too. This is New Year's. This is not April Fool's. Get it together. And he said, you can't even call nobody out here. We're in the middle of nowhere. He said that when he was acting crazy. So why didn't you stop? Because now you're busting the head. The ambulance is going to take just as long as the police. Now you're dead on New Year's. You did it to yourself.
I realized he was not naked. He was only wearing a skin-colored costume to give the impression of some crazy, drunk, naked lunatic that broke into our house on the night of New Year's.
I don't care.
What the hell is he doing here?
It was a freaking prank, Rhonda. I set it up. All of our friends are going to be here soon, and now you just killed a man. Not just any man, my best friend.
How the hell was I supposed to know it's your friend? And that it's a stupid prank? No matter how much we argue, what's done cannot be undone.
At all.
I've killed a man, and guests will be arriving at our house soon. The only option we had was to hide his body. It felt awful, but we dug a hole in our backyard and buried Jeff in it. We then covered the surface with snow so that no one noticed. Jeff's car was parked at some distance, and we drove to a frozen lake in the woods and pushed it in. The weight of the car cracked the frozen layer of ice over the lake and drowned into its depth. Miles's friends came and we partied as if nothing happened. People asked about Jeff and we lied that he never arrived here. Everyone left the next day. We wanted to leave too, but decided to stay for a day more just to make sure there was no clue left of this unfortunate murder. We decided to dig Jeff's body up and burn it so we would never get caught. What we discovered in that process is the ultimate nightmare.
He was alive?
Jeff's fingernails were filled with mud, and a few nails were broken too. He had soil inside his mouth and nostrils. Oh my god. He tried to come out. He tried to dig the soil. That means...
We buried him alive.
Y'all killed him twice. That was my first thought. My first thought was, you guys, you're not even gonna check the pulse, you're not gonna check the body, you're not gonna check nothing. Just gonna jump to let's bury him? Rhonda, the only person going to jail was Miles. He set this up. You know, it was him. You were trying to protect yourself. You didn't know nothing. Now y'all both going to jail. Obviously not. You obviously burnt his body up. Jeff's dumb as hell, but he survived. I knew he was alive because y'all didn't check the body. He just got knocked out. He just got hit in the head. You ain't hit him mad times. You only hit him once. Just hit him a good time. You got a good swing, girl. Good swing.
Parties are supposed to be fun, right? I used to really like them as I had a lot of fun. But being surrounded by a bunch of strangers is not a good idea. You never know what their plans may be.
No, you don't.
When I was in my 20s, I befriended 2 girls who were from rich and important families, Kelly and Nicole. I hadn't done it on purpose. I'm not that kind of person. We had just met and had fun together. Anyway, that Christmas, I had been with my family. So for New Year's Eve, I was planning to go to a party. You know, I wanted to have a good time, listen to music, dance, and watch the fireworks once the new year came. Do you want to go to a party with us? Oh, are you guys going to throw one? No, this is much better. We were invited to a great party in a huge penthouse. We'll be able to see the fireworks right above our heads. Sounds great. So you're in, right? On the night of December 31st, they picked me up in Kelly's car. We did a few things before we went to the party, so we got to the building much later than I would have liked. But it didn't bother me. Together, we got into the elevator. I didn't even need to look at the floor number, as I knew we had arrived the instant I heard the loud music. So, is there a list or something? What made you think it's exclusive, honey? I understood what Nicole was talking about the instant we entered the penthouse. It was truly huge, more than it might have seemed from the outside, so it didn't matter how many people showed up. But anyway, I was surprised that it wasn't exclusive.
These drawings
I
are
mean, the
killing
party was perfect. The lights,
Like,
the
why is he
music,
more
the
pretty
minibar,
here than the
the
ladies?
pool, and of course, the view. What are you waiting for, Sarah? Have fun. No need to tell me. I started to dance through the crowd until, at some point, someone tried to give me a drink. No thanks, I'll go get mine myself.
Good
As
job.
I approached the minibar, I noticed that my 2 friends were already there, drinking cocktails. Tired of dancing already? Not at all, just a little thirsty. What are you gonna drink? I turned to look at the bartender and said, "Surprise me, okay?" I no longer remember what I drank on that occasion. I only know that I quickly returned to the dance floor. I felt as if I was under an incredible spell, but it soon broke. Oh my God, are you okay, Mark?
I'm fine. It was just a push.
It took me a moment to realize what had happened. I'm so sorry, sir. Be more careful. Are you sure you're okay? They were both extravagantly dressed, but I wasn't sure that was what set them apart from the others. Since you're here, could you help us? Mark must be taken to rest. Sure, with your permission, sir. I grabbed the wheelchair and walked with them into a long hallway that connected to a bunch of rooms. One of these is fine, right? Continue walking. He needs silence. I didn't think it could be so quiet at the end of the hall, but it was. This is the room. Open the door. From here, no one could hear us, and neither could we, so I started to get nervous. My hand shook as I opened the door. Then I turned to see the woman. What are you looking at? Keep going. I felt so pressured that I entered the room with a lump in my throat. Then I left the man by the bed, and I was turning around when I heard the door close. The woman was blocking the way. I think it's time for me to go. She smiled. So soon?
Yep.
You can keep helping us.
No, I'm
I
okay.
think I've done enough. You did something, but not enough. You hurt Mark. Don't you understand? I started to feel
said he was
sweat
good.
covering my cold skin. There are still many things that a person like you can do. Like me? I thought. You will help me, won't you? You'll give him what he wants most. When she pointed at my legs, I reacted and soon walked towards the door. Back off! You can't leave yet. Without hesitation,
You want
I
my
pushed her
legs?
with all the strength I had. Ah! In the blink of an eye, she was on the floor. That's when I
Good.
opened the door.
Period.
Don't even think about it! But before I could get out, I felt the woman dig her long nails into my leg.
Hit
Ah!
her with the heel.
Stay here, bitch! You ain't done with your work! Every second, she tightened her grip.
Barbara,
I'm busy here!
let her go. She fight too much.
It took a few minutes for the woman to release me. Keep your stupid mouth shut or you'll regret it. It didn't take long for me to start running down the hallway that suddenly seemed much longer. But all of a sudden, a door opened.
Stupid bitch.
As soon as I heard the voice, I panicked. I didn't want another psycho trying to hurt me. So I hid in a room
Like,
and
what
locked
the hell
it.
is happening
Then
here?
now what? Relax, man. Let's wait a minute. Why should we? That bunch of idiots are not gonna find out. We'll wait. Understand? Fine. Did you see those girls in the pool? You know they're off limits.
Once the voices had faded away, I waited a little longer and then walked out. I got back into the crowd as fast as I could and started looking for my friends. I had to pass between people. This time, everything felt different. Everyone was sweating and dancing weirdly. It really seemed like they were in the clouds. Finally, I found my friends lying on chairs in front of the pool. What's wrong with you? Did you drink too much? We have to go. There's something really wrong about this party. Don't be ridiculous. Everything's fine. You just drank too much. I'm serious. There are some psychos around here. They tried to hurt me. And there are some men who are planning something really bad. I think they even talked about you. We need to go. They just stared at me as their smiles slowly faded away. You
Get
didn't
up.
drink enough, did you? What? Didn't they tell you to keep your mouth shut? I don't understand you. They looked at each other. When Nicole nodded, Kelly got up. Couldn't you have had fun like the others? We invited all these stupid, poor, and desperate people so we can play as we please. I started backing away as she got closer to me.
You're right by a
They
pool.
are nothing more than useless puppets. But you know what the best of all is? That even if someone like you finds out what we're doing, there's nothing you can do. Any mouth can be silenced with money. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Have fun, Sarah. Kelly pushed me,
In
and
the
suddenly I felt very cold. I had fallen into the pool, but was too shocked to react until I started to hear the fireworks. When I got out as fast as I could, in front of me, I saw it. A man was screaming in pain because he no longer had his hand. As I coughed, I figured that fireworks accident was just another part of the sick plan. Luckily,
Don't
that
worry,
night
get
I
your
arrived
legs.
home safe and sound. People have never believed my story, but I understand. It's difficult to accept that such horrible things can remain hidden.
No subscribe. That's why support is free. I like the video as well. That last one was like, a little iffy, but it was still good. That was real crazy. You can't trust everybody. She said that she, just randomly met them and, be chilling with people, but you just can't be chilling with people randomly. You know what I mean? Be safe out here. New Year's is a few days away. I feel like that's why this video came out, just to show you guys and to tell you guys to be safe. Anything can happen. Anything and anything. Thank you for watching this video with me. Leave a like if you want to. Comment down below. I asked so many questions through here. Comment down below, please. And subscribe so you can be a part of, my family. So you could be a stolen cousin of mine. If you don't subscribe, then we're not cousins and I can't save you if someone decides to, try to break into your house.